AITAH for not forcing my fiancée to wear my father's late wife wedding dress? My father lost his first wife, I'm going to call her Mia, more than 30 years ago. It is a very long and complicated situation, but to summarize it, my mother is the second on his heart because he's always said that the love of his life is Mia, and he always made it clear. My dad still wears his wedding ring with Mia in one hand. My mom bakes a cake for her birthday. My mom leaves my dad alone when it's his anniversary with Mia and he's feeling down. There are many photos of Mia in the house. There are even photos of her in their room because my father never wanted to change them, etc. As crazy as it may seem, this kind of thing is very normal within couples of this type, and they see that as something normal and sweet even if it is not. For example, making a cake every Mia's birthday was the idea of another woman who is also married to a widower and does the same thing. I've been raised that way, kind of having two mothers. Even if it wasn't like that. It was not a healthy childhood, but luckily I have gone to therapy to work on all the issues that this caused. My mother always says that he gives her the space she deserves and feels equally loved like he loves his first wife. My siblings and I don't see it that way because our mother deserves better, but if she is happy we will not ruin her happiness, so we never talk about it. Now, coming to the problem, I'm going to marry my fiancée. Her mother never had a wedding ceremony, so she doesn't have a wedding dress to inherit, so my girlfriend excitedly told me that she thinks it would be cute to ask my mother if she can use her dress. My mom has mentioned that in the past, and I don't have any sisters, so I thought it was a nice idea. Anyway, I talked to my mom about lending her dress to my fiancée and she got really excited and said yes. My mother had spoken several times about wanting to have a daughter to wear her dress, and she was very excited when my fiancé asked her to wear it. She even tried it on. That conversation was closed. Now, almost a month after we talked about it, my mom asked my fiancé that it would be nice to wear Mia's wedding dress. My fiancé told her no. She feels a connection with my mother and not with Mia. She doesn't even know Mia. After that, my mother has been asking me to try to convince my fiancé to wear Mia's dress. My father wanted me to put up the typical decoration to commemorate the deceased, but I told him I won't do that. So my mother now wants my fiancé to wear Mia's dress to commemorate her and for her to be present too, because she was someone really special. Again, I never meet her. I don't know who she was. My fiancé told me that Mia is a total stranger to her. My fiancé wants my mother's dress. She wants to give her a special place at the wedding since my mother sees her as a daughter and she is a second mother and wants to have a special moment. I told my mother that I don't intend to do that. It even seems gloomy and weird to me, but I have been raised around Mia's memory that sometimes I don't even understand if I am exaggerating or not. AITAH? Being raised in this kind of way sometimes makes me feel confused about what is normal and not in a family. It would be normal to ask my fiancé to wear Mia's dress in my family dynamic, but I don't know what someone who was raised normally would do and if I am a bad person for not wanting to have done it. Peony Pony says, NTA, why would your fiancé want to wear the dress of woman neither you or she has a connection? No offense to your parents, but it's a weird and creepy request, and your father wanting you to have some sort of in memoriam at your wedding to his deceased wife is odd. Ben Slayer says, NTA, as you already know, your family dynamic is unhealthy. The only reason that you are questioning yourself is because this distorted narrative of Mia in the background of your lives has become normalized. It very much is not. Your father has spent his life disrespecting your mother and effectively using her as a stand-in for his first wife. He wants Mia to be part of your wedding because he is, again, saying that he chooses her memory over his living wife. If you allow Mia to take a place in your wedding, it would reinforce to your mother that she is second place to a deceased stranger regardless if she has accepted this. Is that the message that you want to convey to her, your father, your fiancé, etc.? Your father wants to pretend that you are Mia's child. He is attempting to enact an event he wanted with her by imposing it on you. Honestly, your father has never grieved properly and is now emotionally abusive to his family. You and your siblings should never have been raised with Mia as such a presence in your lives. You are an adult, getting married. Are you going to carry her into your new family? Force the memory of Mia onto your fiancé wife? Where does it end? Will your father want Mia mentioned if you have children, at anniversaries? Will he say that you need to respect her by placing photographs in your own home? Teach potential kids about her? Put a stop to this now. Your family lacks necessary boundaries with your father. Sorry, your father is stuck in the past, but you do not need to do the same. Stand up for yourself, your mother, your fiancé, and frankly, the health of your relationships. You can be kind, but you need to be firm. I would speak to your mother alone first to explicitly tell her that she is your only mother, that she is the one that you want to honor. That Mia is an unwanted presence that should not have been imposed on the family, and you will not incorporate her into your new family. Have you or your siblings ever stated that outright to her, that she is first? She needs to hear it clearly and often, followed by action. Perhaps include her in wedding preparations? Have your mother go out with your fiancé. Make her first, above both Mia and your father. Only then does she have a chance of recognizing her self-worth. Then do not have her speak with your father, instead make it clear that you will address it with him. It is fairly clear that your mother has become accustomed to dismissing her own needs in favor of your father's wants, even if that means she tells your father and ends up siding with him. Prevent that dynamic. Do not allow him to coerce her into saying that she is okay with it. The issue is no one else. You are not okay with it. Mia is a stranger to you and your father needs to acknowledge his current family. I do not know if familial piety is something at play here. If so, point out how disrespectful he is to your mother and how your father is preventing you from showing familial piety to your actual mother. Mia is his deceased wife, but she has no place in anyone else's hearts. That his inability to tackle his grief will not ruin your wedding. Point out that, like him, you are making vows to your loved one. Your father needs to respect that, or else it shows that his vows to Mia were worthless. Good luck, This is going to require remaining firm and addressing some deep-seated, unhealthy behaviors. Firefly 232 says, my dad still wears his wedding ring with Mia in one hand. My mom bakes a cake for her birthday. My mom leaves my dad alone when it's his anniversary with Mia and he's feeling down. There are many photos of Mia in the house. There are even photos of her in their room because my father never wanted to change them, etc. My father wanted me to put up the typical decoration to commemorate the deceased, but I told him I won't do that. My mother now wants my fiancé to wear Mia's dress to commemorate her and for her to be present too because she was someone really special. I just want to say, this is completely not normal. The wedding ring maybe, as long as it's not on his actual ring finger, is it? But the birthday, the photos everywhere, the photos in the bedroom. This is not okay. Having photos of Mia at the wedding? Not okay. Encouraging your fiancé to wear Mia's wedding dress rather than your mother's wedding dress? This is absolutely so completely not normal. Your fiancé is marrying you, and wanted to wear your mother's wedding dress. Not the wedding dress of your father's late first wife, who she has never met and has no emotional connection with. If Mia was still alive, you would not exist. Your dad is living with one foot in the past. Your poor mother. I feel so sorry for her. Does your dad ever treat her with love, respect, and affection? Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.